Just give me a hug and that's that. Francesco obliged, holding her tight. Even the way she smelled turns me on, he thought. Maybe friendship would be impossible after all. Here's to what's next, then, he said into the top of her head, inhaling the scent of her. Behind them, Stuart appeared, lingering in the doorway of the cafe. He scowled a bit, a way to ask Francesco if he should interrupt or hang back. Penny sensed him, though, and so squeezed Francesco's waist twice, a little Morse code of release, and then pulled away. "Don't ruin my cafe whilst I'm gone," she mock-taunted Stuart, who stepped forward to issue his own hug. "You have my word, boss," he smiled, doing a captain's salute at her. "I'll send updates all the time, and you can look at the accounts whenever you want." "You're a legend, Stu. Thank you for this." She opened the driver's door and started the engine. As she slammed the door shut, she could see Francesco panic that was it, that their goodbye was over and she would be gone. She laughed through both her tears and the glass winding down the window. "Don't look so worried," she insisted. "Everything is going to be fine." She wiped her eyes, all pretense of not crying disappearing. Then, "Tell me it's all going to be fine." "It's all going to be fine," Francesco nodded, his own eyes stinging, his own vision blurring. Isn't that how falling in love so often works? Some stranger appears out of nowhere and becomes a fixed star in your universe. Kate Bolick. Chapter 1. A few months ago in March. It wasn't so much that Penny Bridge was unlucky in love, as it was that love seemingly didn't know she existed. It had been 5 years since her last proper relationship. 5 years since romance, prolonged passion, or even since a bloke had stayed interested for longer than a week. It was getting pretty hard to pretend it might ever be any different, and keeping positive was really starting to take its toll, especially after last night. "I just can't believe I'm here again," she sighed, explaining to her head barista Stuart about the text she'd received after getting home from her date. It had read, "Hey, so I didn't know how to say this earlier, but my ex is kind of back in the picture. I don't want to string you along or anything, so I don't think we should see each other again. All the best. Kiss, kiss." "Ugh," replied Stuart. "That really sucks." Christian had been a Romanian mathematician who worked for Virgin Galactic, and for their second date they'd gone to a very promising sing-along showing of La La Land at the Hackney Picture House, and then next door to the Wetherspoons. Penny had already decided that it was the night to have sex with him. She'd shaved her bikini line especially and changed her bedsheets. But on her way back from the bathroom at the pub, she'd seen the familiar yellow interface of the dating app on his phone and realised he was obviously messaging somebody else while she was having a wee. Why had he lied after? He didn't need to say that his ex was making moves on him. She was a big girl, she could withstand the truth. Obviously, he was just not that into her. But why? Why weren't any of them just not that into her? And why hadn't she called him out on his terrible etiquette right there and then instead of finishing her drink and making vague grumbles about it getting late? She knew the answer to that, actually. It's because it felt like she was in an episode of Sex and the City. The one where Charlotte screams at the sky that should have been raining men. "I've been dating since I was 15. I'm exhausted. Where is he?" Penny was too exhausted to teach Christian about basic manners. That's why she'd finished the drink she'd paid for and left without bringing it up. She simply couldn't be asked. His text message after was unnecessary salt in the wound. What is so wrong with me that no bloke wants to be my boyfriend? She wondered. Last month, she'd spent 5 nights in a row with Trevor, a deputy head of maths on half-term who, once school started back up again, fell off the face of the earth, until a random 1 a.m. text asking if he'd left his protractor at her flat. Before Christmas, there'd been an Iraqi estate agent from Camberwell who'd really made her laugh.